A wise man once said, begin and the rest is easy. And if you think about it, sometimes the hardest thing to do is start. And that's what I'm doing today. It's been a while, I've been putting this off, but today we're starting the new channel, Old Studio Designs. And what I'm going to talk to you about is a new passion that we've developed, and that is 3D printing. As you can see over here, we got some 3D printers. We got some laser engravers. It started last summer with a little woodworking project that I came up with when we bought a storage building. It was really just started out building some shelves in the building, and that morphed into making some cutting boards and some coasters. And then I was like, I can laser engrave these. We got a little D1 xTool D1 laser engraver, and then before you know it, we had opened us a little Etsy store, and then we realized we needed a little bit bigger laser engraver, so we got an F1 and we got an xTool S1 40 watt that I'll show you over here. But anyway, what I want to talk to you about today is a jig. This jig that I've got here that I made in Tinkercad, and I'm not going to go into a whole depth of Tinkercad because I'm not really a Tinkercad expert. I've just been messing around. I've been tinkering with Tinkercad. But yeah, I went into Tinkercad because I wanted to find a way to make coasters faster. We sell a lot of coasters on our Etsy in our Etsy store, and so I wanted to find a way to make them faster. And of course, if you're familiar with the xTool F1, you know that it's already kind of easy with the way they have the guide there that you can put your coasters on there and make it kind of quick to swap them out. Not to mention you can frame up your coasters pretty easily. But I wanted to make a jig, and then there's a lot of creators out there. If you search YouTube, you'll see other creators on there that have made jigs. But I wanted to make my own, and so I'm going to show you how easy this thing is to use, how nice it is. As you can see, it fits round and it fits square coasters. So I'll show you a snippet of this is what it looks like in Tinkercad. When you go in Tinkercad, this is how I designed it. As you can see, it's got the circle, it's got the square. I went and made some cutouts just to make it easy to grab out of the F1. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this thing into the xTool F1. We're going to throw a round coaster and a square one in. We're going to engrave a couple of our best-selling coasters just to kind of show you how quickly, not only is the F1, how great it engraves, but how nice this thing works. And then at the end, I'm going to show you how not only did I make this small square 4-inch for the F1, but I used the same design in Tinkercad to make a larger one for our S1 40 watt. So let's jump over into xTool Creative Space. First thing we're going to do inside of xTool Creative Space is we're going to connect to the F1. So after it's connected, now we're going to drop in one of our more popular designs. Now we're big supporters of first responders, so this has been a popular design on our site. We're going to throw this one in here. Now this is a patriotic firefighter coaster. We're just going to throw it up here onto xTool Creative Space, and we're going to actually adjust it and invert it. There we go. And I'm going to come over here and set the material for a stone coaster. And I know that these settings here, I have determined that for us, the best settings for the stone coaster is this range here. And we're going to go set, we're going to process it, and we're going to take this square coaster and we're going to set it in the F1. We've got the coaster in the F1, and we're going to make sure that the focus is correct, which it appears to be. Before we actually etch the coaster, we're going to frame it up. Let's make sure that the framing is set correctly. Now I've made very few adjustments, but we're going to take a look at it. And as you can see, just by looking at it already, with very few adjustments because of the jig, the alignment looks pretty good. So we're going to close this down. We're going to head back over to xTool Creative Space, and we're going to process this. We're going to hit start and let it work its magic. So the square coaster turned out really well. I mean, it's kind of hard to see with the glare in the room, but as you can see, that turned out perfectly. We're gonna load up a round one. Fast forward to the end of that, follow the same process, and I'll show you how that looks. And as you can see, that did great on that one too. That's one of my favorite coasters, the Firefighter, Patriotic Firefighter. It's been a game changer with this jig. And like I said, you don't have to have a jig to work with the F1 or any of your laser engravers really, but it just helps. It saved us a ton of time, and it doesn't have to be made out of 3D, out of plastic. If you don't have a 3D printer, you can make one out of wood. I will show you. I went through quite a few trial and errors before I got the right one made that works properly, and I'll show you. I do have one. I'm going to insert the picture here, show you what it looks like. The larger one that I use in the S1. 40 watt over here. It holds 4 coasters at a time, and I do use a template whenever I stick that in the S1. But anyway, it's been a game changer for us, and we love it. But anyhow, I wanted to just share that with you today, and hopefully you found it useful, helpful, and you've enjoyed watching the video. And I've got a ton more videos to share with you, so look forward to those coming down the pipe. Anyway, leave a comment if this is something you found helpful, or if you thought this was just a royal waste of your time. Throw that in there too. But anyway, I'm Greg. Thanks for joining us at Old Studio Designs, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.